The woman sat by the window, gazing into the distance. She was on a speeding train, preparing to go in search of her husband. At that moment, two men posing as train conductors entered to check tickets, pulling her back to reality. It turned out that the woman was a patient with Alzheimer's disease. Every day, she would sit by the window, looking into the distance, immersed in her own beautiful memories, hoping to see her beloved again. On the other side, the man who had just finished reviewing the documents rejected the client's loan application. To his surprise, the client suddenly flew into a rage and started cursing. The documents on the table turned into food. It was then that the man realized that the client was actually his own son. In his youth, the man had been a successful bank manager, working hard to provide a comfortable life for his family. But now, in his old age, he had become a burden to his son. His son even scolded him for eating too slowly, which had delayed his plan to take his wife to the theater. A few days later, the son signed an agreement to send the man to a nursing home. He comforted the man, promising to visit him often with his family. The man was very sad. The unfamiliar environment made him feel at a loss, reminding him of how he felt when he was sent to a boarding school as a child. A caretaker took him to a double room, where his roommate was a humorous old man. After they introduced themselves to each other, the roommate offered to show the man around the nursing home, but only if he paid a fee. Although it seemed like a scam, the man still paid the money. The lobby was an activity center, but most of the elderly were sleeping wearily. The only active old man had been a broadcaster in his youth, but now he couldn't think for himself and only repeated what he heard. The facilities were all in place, but many of the areas were just for show. Even the television only played the same channel every day. Alzheimer's disease was the most common illness here. The old woman would ask where the telephone was every day, saying that she was better and wanted her child to come and take her home. Each time, the roommate would charge her a fee and then casually point her in the direction of the front desk. But by the time she turned the next corner, she would forget what she was supposed to do. Even if she made it to the front desk, no one would let her make a phone call. During dinner, the roommate introduced the friends he had made here, but the man still couldn't get used to life in the nursing home. That evening, as the man sat by his bed, thinking, he took off his watch and turned off the light, preparing to go to sleep. But he just couldn't fall asleep. On the other side, the daughter-in-law had packed up all of his clothes, and the son was busy putting up for sale signs in the room, making preparations for his father never to return home. In this way, the man became the one who was abandoned.